Okay, so I'm gonna try to do these next two using just the ALEKS program because you're using the graphing function to get these two. So I'm gonna try to walk you through this. Okay, so there's your function. F of x equals negative 4x squared plus 10x minus 3. The first thing you need to do is get it put in to the calculator. So you're gonna go over here to the right and you're gonna click on calculator. And there it comes up on the screen. So I made you, if you remember, I'm gonna show you, I made you this little cheat sheet. So I'm just gonna walk through the cheat sheet. I'm gonna read and just kind of do what it says. So it says, first graph the given function using the graphing calculator provided. So you're gonna go click the y equals, there's your y equals, click that. You're gonna go up to y1, and now you're gonna type in your function into that. And you can use all the keys down here to do all that. So we're gonna go negative, and negative is just gonna be, let me move my calculator up a little bit. Okay, so negative, we're just gonna use our minus button. There's not a specific negative button. So negative 4, so negative 4, and then go find your x, which is right there. Negative 4x, and then we need a squared, which is, excuse me, it might take me a minute. I guess we'll use that right there, the x to the y, because I don't see just a dedicated x squared. I might have missed it, but see, then it puts a little box up there, and then you're gonna do 2. Now, what you gotta remember is you gotta get off of that exponent. So you're gonna have to do probably an arrow over on your keyboard, because I don't see an arrow over just on those choices down there. So you're gonna arrow over using your arrow buttons right there on your keyboard, arrow over, because see, that cursor needs to get out of that exponent. So now we continue. So we do plus, and then 10x, so we go 1, 0, and then x, and then minus 3. So as you can see, we've got our function typed in. So now the next thing is you're gonna click, it says click graph. So we're gonna click graph. And there is our function graphed. And as you can see, because that was a negative leading coefficient, your graph goes down. So now it says click on, so we want to find the vertex. So we need to click on extrema, which is right there. So now what you got to do is you got to set your bounds. So when you do your vertex, you got to think about where your vertex is. Well, your vertex is right here. So when you do your bounds, your vertex is gonna be your left bound, it's gonna be in between, so it's right there, so it's gonna be in between 1, because there's 1, well, it's on 1, so let's say it's in between, it's a little bit less than 1 if you look at it real good, so let's say it's in between 0 and 1, let's try that, and that's your bounds of your x for your vertex, so 0 and 1, everybody see that because it's here. It's about right there. Well, let's actually say maybe more 1, 2. That one's kind of a hard one because you can't. Let's try 1, 2. And look, right there, it pinpoints where your vertex is. So see, it gives you the 1.25 and the 3.25. I'm not real sure what that point is right there. Let's see what it said when we did 0, 1. See, that's off because it moved over here. That's not quite at the vertex. So let's go, and you can manually move these. Well, I thought you could. I tried to. Well, let's go back down. Let's go back to 0. Let's try 0, 2, because that'll expand the bound and maybe it'll pinpoint it perfectly. Whoops. 0 all the way to 2. Let's see what that does. Okay, so that one worked because that one went back to that first answer it gave us. So your vertex is at 1.25 and y is 3.25. So you're going to go over here to your answer for this one and you're going to put in. Now notice it says round to the nearest hundredth, and it did. So it's 1.25, and then in your other box 3.25. So that is your vertex. So now we need our x-intercepts. So you're gonna go, we're gonna cancel this, we're done with that. So now you're gonna go to your, you're gonna click on 0. So right there. So now we need our x and y, our x-intercepts. Remember, those are actually the solutions to the parabola. So we're gonna go to this one first. So right there where that parabola is crossing the x-axis, that bound is, the left bound is a little bit more than 0. So the left bound is going to be 0. The right bound, this right side is a little past the 2. See that? A little past the 2. So that bound, we're going to extend to 3. So we're going to say the x-intercepts go from 0 to 3. They're somewhere in there. So we're going to go 0. Oh, sorry about that. We need to do them individually. So this first one's 0 to 1. Okay, so do you see how it found it for us? So there's your left x-intercept, which is at 0.34, and we're gonna round to the nearest hundredth. So we're gonna do 0.35 and at 0 for our y. So you only have to put the number in, you don't have to put the 0. So you're gonna put in 0.35, whoops, not 65, 35. So there's your left x-intercept. So now we're gonna do this again for our right one. So let's take that off. Cancel, go back. Okay, so now we need this right side. Well, it's a little past the 2 and then to 3. So that's your bounds, 2, 2, 3. And so that's gonna pinpoint right there is that x-intercept is at 2. It doesn't look like it did that one right. Let me do that again. Okay, so looking at that x-intercept, it's between 2 and 3. Let's try that again, zeros. And we're gonna go two and 3. Let's try the whole thing, 0 to 3. No. Okay, so let's do that again, 2 to 3. I don't know why it's not, I just don't like that answer, but let's try it. So it's gonna be at 2, it's gonna be at 2.15. It's gonna be that x. So we gotta go here, we're gonna go comma, 2.15. Let's see if those are correct. And it is, it just didn't seem right to me, but that's how you're gonna find your vertex and your x-intercepts using that calculator. So let's try one more. Let's try to do this one a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm gonna go graph it. So go to the calculator, type it in. So it's gonna be 4, let me move my calculator up. 4x, that gave me an N for, oh wait, wrong thing. That's why. Okay, you gotta go to your y equals screen. 4x, we're doing squared. Remember to get out of the exponent, plus 2x minus 3. All right, so graph it. There's your graph. So now go to extrema. And so remember your bounds. We're doing a vertex first. So your bounds on this one are from, I would say, -1 to 0. Or you could do to +1. So that's going to say -0.25, -3.25. So we're going to go over here. -0.25. And it's -3.25. That's your vertex. Then you're going to go to your zeros, which is your x and y intercepts. So go to the left side. The left one over here is between, I would say, between -1, -2. Gotta do -2 first. -2, -1. Let's find that one. That one's at negative, we're gonna round to the hundredths, so it's gonna be -1.15. -1.15. So then you go cancel that one. Go to the right side. The right side is between 0 and 1. So 0, 1 is your bounds. Find your zeros. So that one's at positive point, if we round it, 0.65. So you got a comma. Your box will come up, 0.65. And cross your fingers, we got it right. And we did. So there's your vertex. There's your x-intercepts using the calculator on the ALEKS program.